Hi folks, John from Design to Elegance here. For tonight's lesson, we are going to make cake batter, and then we will take that cake batter and we will make some cupcakes with it. So let's get started. We are going to take a box of cake mix. Now, any brand from the grocery store works the same. I took it out of the box so that I wouldn't be showing you what kind it is. But basically, what we're going to do is open this up, and we're, for the most part, going to be following the directions on the box as far as how much egg and oil and water to use, but we're going to use a little bit different method of mixing the batter. So this is what I want to show you. So we have the bowl, and instead of putting it in a mixing bowl to use the mixer, what I like to do is mix by hand my cake batter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a screen and we're going to empty the contents of the bag right into the little sifter here. Okay. And we're just going to give it a little shaky here. Okay. And then I'm just going to rub the bottom. I'm using my fingers to rub the bottom of the screen to kind of push it through. And basically what I'm doing is I'm smoothing out the batter, or the mix, and all these little lumps right here that we find so annoying to try to mix in, we're breaking those up right from the get-go. Okay, so we're not going to have to worry about them later on. So basically we're sifting the mix, all of it together. We got the sugar, the flour, baking soda, baking powder, whatever's in this. Okay, so like I said, one box of cake mix. Okay, any brand will do. They're all the same basically. Okay, so now this is yellow batter, so we're going to use whole eggs. Oops, I got to get my cup here. Sorry about that. Okay. One. This recipe calls for 3 eggs. This box, I must say. Okay. All right. So there we go. There's with the eggs. Now it calls for 1 cup of water. And there's my 1 cup of water. And it also calls for 1/3 of a cup of oil, salad oil. And there we go. Now, if you want a little extra moist cupcakes or cake batter, this is my little trick here. You just add a little bit of extra oil here. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. If the recipe says 1/4 of a cup, just give it a little extra smidge. If it's supposed to be 1/3 of a cup, a little extra smidge. That's all. And you can't measure a smidge. It's just a So anyway, now instead of using my mixer, like I said, I'm going to actually use a whisk. Okay. By using the whisk, I find that I can mix it quite quickly and efficiently. And I'm just doing small little circles around the edge of the pan, or the bowl right here. Not trying to mix it all at once. Okay, basically what I'm looking for is for all of the dry parts to be incorporated into the wet parts. Okay, see? So now all the mix is gone. You can see the egg. Now we're just gonna hit those. And we're gonna mix it smooth, just like so. Okay, there we go. We have cake batter. Now, a couple of things I didn't do. Number one, because I didn't have chunks that I needed to mix out, I have perfectly smooth batter. And notice it all mixed in very easily together, which means that my batter is not over-mixed. Key, not over-mixed. Over-mixed batter falls, it's tough, it's like eating bread. You're not supposed to eat bread when you're eating cake. It should be light, delicate. So, again, mix as little as possible when you're mixing cake batter. Okay, when it's ready, as soon as it's together, it's ready. So, anyway, batter's ready. Now, I have a cupcake pan right here. I have some papers right here. Now, I believe most of the typical box mixes will say that on the back, if you read them, they'll say they should make about 20 cupcakes or so, 20 to 24, okay? So figure that's what you're gonna get, 20 to 24 cupcakes out of a batch. We're just gonna bake the 12. I'm gonna use my cookie scoop here. Now this is basically, you know, an ice cream scoop. This size here, there are many different sizes. This size works for me as far as the size of the cup pan that I have. So I'm gonna scoop, just slightly heaping over, and then I'm gonna drop it right in, okay? What you're looking for. Okay, so last one. Notice how I'm actually moving the bowl so that I don't drip across the pan. Anyway, okay, now we're gonna turn on the oven. We're gonna bake these cupcakes. It's gonna take about, we're gonna bake these cupcakes for about 8 minutes on one side, maybe 10 minutes. Then we're gonna turn them 180 degrees, and we're gonna finish them off for about another 3 to 4 minutes. Pretty much same bake time as your cookies. So, we'll be right back.
What temperature?
We're gonna bake at the normal temperature of about 300 to 325. I have a convection oven, so my oven is actually set at 290. You always wanna add 50 degrees to subtract out 50 degrees when you're baking with a convection oven, which means my 290 is actually 340. So, and I could put it at 300, but then you have a very quick, short window of having to pull them out right when they're baked perfectly. I like to leave the temperature a little bit lower. That way you have a little bit longer of a window to pull them out at the perfect time. So we'll be back shortly.
A few moments later.
All right, well, it's been about 8-10 minutes according to my internal timer here. So let's check these and, oh, look at that. They are absolutely perfect to turn. Now, notice they are humped over and we have just a touch of color around the front, okay? Now, if I were to try and turn these too much sooner, then they would actually drop. They would fall and sink. You want to make sure that you don't turn the cupcakes until they've baked enough to where the structure of the cupcake is going to be there. If you turn it too soon, then the bottom or the tops are just going to sink. So we've turned them, they haven't dropped. Now we're going to close the oven back up just for another couple minutes, let them finish off, and then they'll be good. All right, folks, these have got to be ready now. It's been a couple of minutes. So we'll open up the oven. Oh, look at that. Okay, so they've sank just a touch, which means they're absolutely perfectly done. We're not even gonna have to stick a toothpick in them. What you have is a little color, okay? It's nice and flat, okay? It's not humped, okay? But it's not sinking in the bottom, see? Got a little spring action. See how it bounces back? That's what you're looking for right there. Okay, so let's close the oven. We'll let these rest for a few minutes. When they cool off, we're gonna take some of the fudge that we used to top our brownies with, and we're gonna use fudge to top our cupcakes with. Yellow cupcakes with fudge topping. Oh. All right.
We'll be back.
Huh?
See, we'll be back.
We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, folks, these cupcakes have been sitting for, about 20 minutes, a half hour now. And They are not cold by any means, but they're not warm to the touch anymore. So they're firm enough that we can handle them without worrying about breaking them or them falling apart on us. So let's bring a pan over to the table. And I'm going to reach up for a little spatula here. Okay. And as I said before, we're going to keep it simple and use the fudge from our brownie project to top these cupcakes with. Now, we could make a little pastry bag and actually squirt some into the center if you want to, you know, have a lot of chocolate in there, but we're not going to worry about that at this point. I'm going to just grab some fudge here, put it on, and what I like to do is just come down the side with it. Looks like we need a little more. Always need a little more. Bring it down. See, now we have a big blob of fudge in the center. We'll give it a little turny. Make it look nice. And there you go. Look at that. See how squishy that is? Oh, yeah. That's what we're looking for. So we'll put some fudge on. I like to give it a little whip there at the top. Okay. Now, these are wonderful with buttercream, obviously. You can use cream cheese icing. You can use whipped cream icing. You can inoculate them with a jam or a jelly, some type of filling. You can make some custard, make some vanilla pudding and inoculate them. That would be very good to go with this fudge. So my point is, you can make them any way you want, any way you like, and they're never wrong. There we go. So you were ready to try a cupcake?
Sure.
Alrighty. My nephew Cedric dropped by for us, so here, Cedric, have a cupcake.
Alright.
Alright. Here you go, Mr. Dan. Thank you. And I'm going to have one too. Well, let's go. Don't be bashful. How is it?
Oh,
Yeah?
that's good.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Just with the sauce at the top.
You like the chocolate?
It's its own unique taste.
Oh yeah.
You like that? Mm-hmm. Good? Your eyes just rolled back in your head. That's a good sign. Delicious. Thank you, folks, for watching my video. And just remember, when you bake with love and joy, it's sure to be delicious. So happy baking. Thank you.